paper crafting friends. This is Amy Rich with amyrich.net, here with project number 9 of the 12 projects of Christmas 2022. This one uses the Celebrate with Tags bundle, and this is a great bundle because it's very, very versatile. You can see some different occasions there, some different thoughts of birthday and perhaps Valentine's Day, although made with love, and the hearts could be used almost any time. And then, of course, Christmas as well. So we're going to grab just a couple of the dies here from the die set, a couple of the stamps to create a super cute box. And this box is going to hold Hershey Nuggets and also a gift card, which is a great combination. So let's bring in some of the other products that we're going to use. The Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper is going to get showcased. Actually, just one of the pieces, but both sides. So we're going to showcase that one, which is really cute. And let me show you where to find that in case you didn't know where it is. You can find it in the JD22 mini catalog at the very last page. And it is right here, and it is free for hosts. And also, let me just show you where some of the other product is that we're going to be using. This punch here is the Very Best Trio punch. We're going to grab that and use we're going to use it real quick. And then it comes in a bundle with these great sentiments. And then on the page before that, on page 67, you will see that Celebrate with Tags bundle. So it makes some great tags, gift card holders, and then, you know, the possibilities really are endless. So you can see some of these other sheets of the Celebrate Everything Designer Series paper. Some of these just beg to be colored, don't they? I think they're just really fun, and really Celebrate Everything says it perfectly. Every single holiday you can think of, I feel like, is in here. Maybe not specifically Easter, but you could certainly use some of the papers for Easter as well. But just some great papers there. We're going to be using your scoring tool quite a bit today, and I'm choosing to use my trimmer because it is small and easy to pull back and forth out of camera. But certainly the Simply Scored would even make this project a little easier yet. So we're going to start with 2 pieces of Pool Party because I chose these 2 colors, Pool Party and Polished Pink, because of the Designer Series paper that we're using. I think Pool Party is a nice accent to that Polished Pink. So the first piece that we're going to grab is 7 1/4 by 5, and we are going to score it at a 1/2 inch and 1 1/8 inch on all sides. So 1/2 inch, 1 1/8, and then turn it and do the same thing here. And we've done that to all 4 sides. And we're going to set that aside really quick because we're going to bring in another piece of Pool Party cardstock that this time measures 7 5/8 by 5 1/8. And we are going to score that as well. We're going to start at 5 1/8. So I'm going to use the right side of my ruler, and then I'm going to turn that. So we have 5 1/8, and then 3 1/2, 4 1/8. And then we're going to have to pull that arm out to do 7 inches. So now we've got lots of scored lines there as well. One last piece of cardstock that we're going to use for the kind of the base of this box is a piece of Polished Pink that measures 7 by 4 3/4. And we're going to score that at 2 3/8 and 4 3/4. All of those measurements you see on the screen, but there are also maps that you can use, cutting maps that are found in my blog, and you can find that link in the description of the video. And actually, I forgot one thing. We are going to take this polished pink piece and cut a piece of this last section out. So we're going to turn it here so that the top is to the left-hand side. And we're going to line it up at 2 inches. And we're going to cut up to that scored line. Then we're going to turn it this way, line up the scored line in the cutting groove, and then we're going to cut from that other cut line to the outside edge so that we've got this little 2-inch section cut out here at the top. We are going to start with the box. So in each corner, we're going to cut off these 3 little squares, but we're going to cut in from the end up to the second score line, and then we're going to cut to the first score line on the next one. Then we're going to turn it and cut 2 score lines, and then finally we'll cut off this last section here so that you've got this little tab. So you can see I cut in so that this tab would move, and then it's like you're cutting out this little backwards L section here in the corner. So let's turn and I'll show you that again. So we'll go in both score lines, then we'll go in actually both score lines again, and then we'll trim off both of these little tabs and this little tab. So all we have left is this section here. So if we go in 2 score lines and do that again, then we just trim off these tabs and also this one. And got to leave that middle one. Do it a final time over here. All right, and then one other thing I would suggest is to notch out each of those little tabs. So we'll do that all the way around. So when all is said and done, it's going to look like this. And now we're just going to fold on all those score lines. And then it's time to put the box together. So essentially, you're going to do the long sides first. You're going to want to pull those tabs up, and then your side is going to go over those tabs. Okay, so where I want my adhesive is probably, we'll start with the tabs. And I'm going to use liquid glue for this project because it holds really nicely. You can also use tear and tape. Either would work well. Just going to get some glue on both sides here, and then tuck those in and pull the sides up over the top of those. All right, then if you add some more glue along that top, then this top section can fold over those flaps. And we can do the same thing to the other side. Got to make sure that stays though. Let it dry. And then finally we'll do these end sections over the top. Tuck those in also. So this little tray here will fit 10 Hershey nuggets. And my suggestion would be to cover each nugget with some designer series paper. And you can mix and match the papers, but I think it's 1 inch by 2.5 inches that reaches all the way around the nugget. All right, let's bring in the wrap now for our tray. So we've already scored this. So now we're going to fold on those score lines again. And then we're simply going to adhere those ends together. So when we do that, we can just pop one end over the other. So I'm going to use my liquid glue again and then lay this other end over the top. And then when we pop that open, you can see now your tray will fit inside. So cute. Now let's add the gift card holder. So we've got this great piece of polished pink, and we're going to use that Very Best Trio punch. We're going to punch the corner out. This corner is great for making tag corners, so you can make them even on both sides. But in this case, we're just using it as a little grab area for our gift card. So now I'm going to burnish that fold and then fold the other score line over. And this is the gift card holder. Now what we'll want to do is adhere this section down at the bottom. Fold that over. So I made 8 of these for a recent craft show, and it was the first thing to sell out. It is just such a cute idea. All right, so here you can see it leaves a little bit of space where you can tuck that gift card, but it seals the bottom so it doesn't fall out, which is super important, right? Then I'm just going to flip it over and adhere this gift card holder to the top. And in order to get it to stay really nice, I'll just take this out so I can lay it flat. Then we'll add our Designer Series paper. And this is cut let's just see, 2 1/4 by 4 3/8, I believe it is. 4 5/8. 2 1/4 by 4 5/8. And then I'm actually going to use mine to open this way. So I'm going to grab a piece of white that is cut 2 by 2 1/2. And I'm going to do that same corner punch in the upper left. And then I am going to use my polished pink ink pad to stamp my to from. Now, to and from, the stamp is in that Celebrate with Tags bundle. And that is super cute. We're just going to add that then to the inside where you can write your little to from. And then to decorate, oh, I got a little glue on there. I'll have to rub that off. To decorate this flap, I'm just going to take another piece of the Designer Series paper and add that to the inside. I love this DSP so much. All right, so that inside is finished. And then you can always add a piece of white to right here. But I think this is just cute the way it is. And then, like I said, I'm going to use it this way, which maybe I should have put the to from the other direction. All right, have no fear. I have another piece of white handy. So we'll punch that corner again. Peel that off. I do love our Stampin' Seal because it does peel off in a pinch, but it also holds really well. So bringing that to from stamp back in, we'll do it this way instead. And then we'll adhere that in the very same place, just reoriented. So then the gift card would slip in there. And then what I've done in advance is out of the polished pink and Pool Party ink, I stamped and cut out a couple of mittens from the stamp set, as well as the Be Jolly. So now I'm going to slip this on because I think this will be a little bit easier to have it in there when I'm decorating the front. We'll see. I may regret that decision. But I'm going to put my mitten on at an angle and the other one like so. And then I'm going to pop up the Be Jolly with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I think for this, I'm just going to use the end. Because then it'll be nice and skinny for my purposes. I'm having nothing but trouble here today. And then I think a couple of iridescent rhinestones would look really nice in the centers of my snowflakes on those mittens, little gems. And finally, let's make a little bow with our polished pink open weave ribbon. So I'll just make a couple bunny ears, tie my bow, and then just make it a little tiny. This ribbon ties so sweetly. And then we'll add that to the mittens with a mini glue dot. Isn't that adorable? But yes, don't forget to wrap your nuggets and stick them inside for the perfect gift, chocolate and a gift card. Thanks for watching project number 9. I will see you again soon for the 10th in the 12 Projects of Christmas.